Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So obviously, this is a what not to do when making a wig with the sewing machine. I got my hair from IC Hair. I got 3 bundles and a frontal. So a 20-inch frontal, two 26, and then a 24. The hair was actually pretty good, minimum shedding when I was running my fingers through it, so that's a good sign first of all. So the first step is to make the single wefts into doubles. What you would have to do is just put the sewing machine lined up together and then sew it. You're not sewing it on top of each other, just underneath each other. I would recommend using black thread, but I used grey because it was my first time and I was a bit unsure. It should look something like this. So I did this for the two 26 inches and then I did a half of the 24. I then marked where I would want my frontal, which was what you saw at the front, and then I also marked where I would want to lay the wefts. So this is a very important tip. When you're laying the line up with the wefts, do not stretch out the elastic on the cap. I'm begging you for the grace of God, please don't do that. If you stretch out the elastic, it will actually make the cap bulky and it won't lay well on your head. So you just need to make sure it's flat but not stretched out. I kept doing this until I got closer to the front where my frontal is supposed to start. I then used the 24 inches but in single wefts for closer to the front near the frontal so it lays flatter on the wig. This whole process took quite some time, so if you are a beginner, make sure you take your time with it. You can see me going fast now, but I was actually going pretty slowly with it because I was really scared I was going to mess it up. Another thing I would advise is taking the latch off the sewing machine, so you know the foot. Take it off so you can see exactly where the needle's going in. It gave me more control when I was doing this. So this is what it's looking like so far. It was pretty sturdy, let me not lie. I was pretty proud of myself and I just continued until I got to the top where the frontal was. I was a bit aggressive with the wig cap, so I made a hole near where the frontal would be. So I just used some extra material and just laid that underneath to make it seamless. Here I'm just sewing on the frontal and I'm also sewing on the final weft that I put down with the frontal to make it flatter and seamless. I used brown thread for this because I actually ran out of black when it got to the front, so another mess up on my part. I would advise you to do better than me. Thanks. To be honest, I feel like the wig did actually turn out really well for my first go. There's definitely things I would improve on when I do make my next wig, or definitely for my first go, I do think it went pretty well, if I do say so myself. It's a lot harder than these beauty gurus let on to be, so be very kind to yourself if you don't get it right the first time. So this is the final product of the wig. I'm just showing you guys how the spacing looks once I've put the wefts in. It's not that bad, to be honest, if I do say so myself. I ended up dyeing this wig this colour, and if you want to see how I did that, the video is already up.